Rasty McGibbon with Arizona State University Women's Head Coach, Division I, Lindsey Ellis. Lindsey, thanks for coming on 5 Minute Major.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Nationals. Last year, your first time, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about the boost that you got from recruiting, from exposure, from scheduling, after having been with us in Marlboro.
Yeah, first and foremost, scheduling. Absolutely, the best of the best teams in the country want to play us consistently now, so that helps out. And recruiting-wise, we're now getting higher level players pretty constantly.
There seems to be, when you look at Women's Division I, there's a concentration of teams, Michigan, and then more so some here in the Midwest, but then a concentration on the East Coast. Is that somewhat geographically challenging for you to schedule, or how do you work around that?
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a little bit challenging, but since we've gotten better, it's, I think now teams look at it as an opportunity to come to Sunshine in February. So it kind of works out for us geographically, but it's gotten easier as our team's gotten better.
Tell me a little bit about the interest that you have seen and appreciated with young women knowing about, is it fair to say, hockey in the desert and coming down to Arizona State?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot different. Girls really don't know what it's like at ASU yet. We're kind of just, hitting the map on we want to be one of the best teams in the country. And once teams realize that and girls visit and they see the pools and the sunshine and the palm trees, it's kind of like no other women's team in the country has this. So, we have a little bit of a recruiting tool in that aspect.
As a coach, you have, I think you told me before we went on, you faced Maryville. You've also faced McKendree this year. Is it an incredible challenge to do the work you need to do as a coach to prepare facing teams that you've not faced with here?
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I mean, those teams that we faced, we went 500, and we were, a little bit down in the first games because we're coming from Western Conference play to a ranked team. So it's a little bit difficult to prepare for that, but now that we've learned throughout this season, that's how we prepared for Nationals.
With you mentioned Western Conference play, and I mentioned Midwest, East, Northeast, filling a lot of the 10 spots here for Women's Division I. How do you work around that to get in the games you need to be here?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is, setting up relationships with coaches so that a lot of these coaches that are here at Nationals, we set up 3-year rotations so that, a lot of these teams we'll see next year too, and we have 3-year rotations, so that helps us a lot that we have great relationships with the coaches here.
When you come to this national tournament format, it's a big stage. What sort of first impressions have you had from some of the young women in your program that were not at Marlboro last year?
Yeah, we have a pretty young team in general. So we were here playing Lindenwood in January, and I think that actually helped the nerves a little bit of our freshmen, just being a little bit familiar with this rink, playing on this rink just a few months ago, and scheduling that trip was probably one of the best things we did.
You are facing Adrian tonight. Had not faced them in the national tournament. In regular season play. Business as usual. Any difference in your game plan going into this?
No difference in our game plan. We went over specific structures that we want to keep no matter who our opponent is. So that's super important to us.
Well, hey, we are very happy to have you back in the national tournament.
Thank you.
2 years in a row is an accomplishment for any team in any division. And I want to wish you the best of luck as you take on Adrian tonight.
Thank you very much.
This is Lindsey Ellis, Arizona State University Women's Division I, as they get things rolling tonight against Adrian, also Women's Division I at 2024 National Tournament, St. Louis, Missouri.